What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pray Before Chips. I'm Cody.
I'm Tyler.
And we're your friends.
I guess.
Brother.
Hi. We're back.
Anybody notice anything different? We got a new mic. It literally came in today.
You can see all of this.
You can see now. We actually had comments about like, wow, I'd love to see Tyler's face.
You say that now.
There you go.
I'm so sorry.
We have been, good. My thing finally synced my notes.
Oh, good.
There we go. Just in time. We have been plotting. We've been planning. We've been buying things,
preparing,
trying to get everything to the way we like it. We started with the mic because that was, I felt, one of the more important things.
I agree. It's very comfortable.
We still have this Bobo table.
I'm sorry.
That we did put it on Instagram for those of you who care to see it. We are still working on, I have a sign to hang up that's going to replace this sign. So things are happening around here.
We're moving. We're grooving.
We're moving, and it's going to be fantastic. And today we've got a split topic show for you. What that means is that Tyler and I have both come up with our own topics that we're going. Arthur, could you not? Literally, go away. He hit the camera stand. It's still wobbly. I haven't replaced that yet. But we have our own topic Wow. We each have a topic we've brought to the table, and we're going to discuss them. Tyler, before we get into those, we do have a few life updates.
Oh, yes.
What's been going on, brother, in the life of Tyler?
Bro, I've started the best job in the world. I am back in memory care where my heart truly lies. I am in activities in memory care, so I've just been having the best time, man. Getting to be creative and like help make a difference in residents' lives every day and stuff. It feels good, you know?
Well, and you're super good at it.
Thank you.
Which is great.
You feel like you've done something rewarding, but also like you get to be creative and stuff. Which is
right up your alley.
It just checks every box.
Checks all
for
the
me.
boxes.
It really does. It's fantastic.
The other day you sent pictures and you were with livestock.
Oh yeah,
which was great.
I got to feed some cows and some horses, and took the residents out there to do that.
Took a selfie with a horse, I believe.
I did.
Yeah.
It was great.
I mean, you know how we feel about them horse selfies,
right?
We like those.
One of many,
right? I mean, that's fantastic.
No, it's fantastic. Other than that, just rolling along, getting back into the swing of things.
It feels like that's what the first part of this year, like I'm still doing that. I'm still trying to get into the swing. There's been so much change in so little time, really.
Right.
Not even just talking about this, but like there's just been a lot going on. Last week we recorded the first episode on YouTube. I counted as the first because it was like the first with us.
Right.
Immediately following that, we had a wonderful birthday celebration for yours truly.
Multiple.
We had one immediately that night, and I was able to try a red velvet cake for the first time.
Unintentionally. It said double chocolate.
It said the label was correct.
The label said
the label was
chocolate.
right.
As a matter of fact.
I don't. I just so happen to have it
right.
Oh man!
No, the label said double chocolate, but Cody did try it. He was very adventurous.
I tried it.
Very proud of him.
It was
subpar.
It's not for me, but I did try. I did eat almost the whole piece.
What do you have to say to people who say that they're the same thing as chocolate?
Oh no, they're not. It is not the same thing. The icing's different. You can taste the lack of cocoa in the chocolate.
Who needs less cocoa in their lives?
Not me.
Us. Right.
I need more.
I need more cocoa.
But yeah, that was a fun time. We watched that Lion King.
Yeah.
That 2016. Emily had never seen it somehow. Has access to Disney Plus and had never watched it.
It was fantastic.
It was great. I loved it so much. I also just realized that I'm wearing a hat that I did not intend to wear, but we're going to roll with it.
Okay.
We're just going to roll with it.
Good.
You I could have went and just not drawn attention to it. That's not my style.
We're keeping it real.
Keeping it real. So that was fun. Then we had another birthday celebration. We had an outing where I was spoiled by my wife, my brother, my sister. It was just too much. Spirit of too much. That was great. We had ice cream.
We did.
Cookies.
Mm-hmm. That was very good.
Well, wait. Someone had ice cream.
I had ice cream.
You had ice cream, yeah.
And it was a macadamia nut cookie, but it did not compare to the ones from Subway.
Really?
The Subway macadamia nut cookies are soft It's sweet.
Subway, their cookie game is strong.
On point. It's very strong.
You take those cookies and throw them on the dashboard of your truck and let that warm up. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh-wee.
And that is some good stuff.
I will say they have decreased in relevancy in my life.
Really?
Yeah, they don't give extra pickles anymore.
Subway?
They just don't. You only can get like one thing.
Unless that pickle shortage is 26.
Apparently. And I was like, I will pay for more pickles. And they're like
I'm specifically asking you for more pickles.
Too bad. No pickles for you. So I was upset about that. And then they've also stopped doing the flatbread.
Have they?
They have. They have wraps, but that's not the same.
That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
That's what I rely on.
It's kind of like how red velvet cake and chocolate cake are not the same
exactly.
thing. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. So that was devastating news.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Their cookies are phenomenal, though. I'll say that.
Their cookies are great. What's really saddening is when you go in and there's no cookies in the thing.
Yeah.
But what's great is when they are still in the oven.
They're fresh.
Because they're fresh. You best believe I'll be asking.
You have the opportunity to eat fresh.
And that's the show, everybody. See you later. See you later.
And then we had a third birthday
outing.
I spent a pretty penny on just myself. I got so much food.
That was something to watch.
That was something
to watch.
I did that.
I enjoyed it.
I had a great time.
And then tonight, when we get done with this, my brother and I are going to dinner. Sarah's going to a church service. She's going to a ladies' event, and we are going to get dinner.
We're going to go stuff our faces.
And it's going to be fantastic. Now, you may be asking, Cody and Tyler, why do you like that Buffalo Wild Wings so much? To which we respond to you, have you ever been? If you haven't been, then I understand the question. You should go with us. Yeah. But if you've been, then
you know.
Why
you're not asking this question. I'm not talking to you.
They're fantastic. It's so good. They're not a sponsor. You could be, right, but they're not a sponsor.
I want you to know, I've been keeping my coworkers up to date on my day-to-day life.
Really?
And the question was posed to me today. Didn't you just go to Buffalo Wild Wings?
You know, it's questions like that are hurtful. It's like, look, didn't you just sleep last night?
Right.
Why do you have to sleep again tonight?
Did you just take your next breath?
Because I have to.
Exactly.
I have to. Here's the real thing. Like, the Buffalo Wild Wings prices right now are like
on point.
They are on point, and you can go eat at Buffalo Wild Wings if you do it right for cheaper than fast food for two people. We've done this, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard not to, but
Buffalo Wild Wings, we love you.
We love you. We're coming to see you very soon again. So yeah, brother,
it's time.
What's your topic?
My topic today, we're going to talk about ambition.
Ambition.
And is it overrated?
Is ambition overrated?
I know that's not a question you hear a lot, you know.
Do tell.
First, we need to start by defining ambition. What is ambition to you?
Ambition, like, to me, is like a goal, like motivation, like goals, like you've set your drive to do something, like your drive to accomplish a certain thing. Or I guess it could be also just like general motivation, like someone, like I've talked to people who they just don't seem motivated about life, like anything in life. But I would say, you know, he's very ambitious. Like he's very like focused on that thing, you know.
Well, the internet would agree with you.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, good.
It is a strong desire to do or achieve something, typically requiring determination and hard work. Right?
There you go.
So we have our general definition of ambition. So, but where do we usually attach that to? Do we attach it to career? You know, do we attach it to money, influence, social media? Like, where do we usually use ambition a lot at? Where does one be ambitious?
I think it depends on the person because I think that it will depend on what's important to you. Like if you're really focused on you want to be successful, you want to be a businessman, or you want to be you know a boss or whatever. Well, then you may be more ambitious when it comes to like your finances, accomplishing certain goals, even earlier if you back it up, maybe even in school. Like, hey, look, I know at this age that I want to be this when I grow up, so I'm going to really strive for a certain GPA. I want to be valedictorian. I want to be this because that's going to help me accomplish that goal. Well, then you've got to have a lot of ambition early on to even be able to do that. So I guess it would just depend on, well, what are you wanting to do? Because if you're wanting to be a businessman, and I know that's a broad term. I mean, but if you're wanting to be like go into a certain industry, maybe you're not so ambitious about growing a personal Instagram or social media following or empire, but you may be more ambitious about, well, for my brand, I'm really hiring like marketing strategy people. I'm really hiring, the proper people. There's a beetle on our light. Just wanted to point that out.
See him.
He's ambitious about being seen, apparently, because there he is. But yeah, that's what I think.
So, do you think that ambition is a personality trait or a moral value? Is that a characteristic that we use to describe somebody? Oh, they're ambitious. This is something that they have cultivated, or is this something like, hey, like culturally, being ambitious is a positive thing. Like, this is a value that we should strive for.
I kind of think, can it be both? Because
that's up for us to decide.
I think
we're going to be the deciding
We're
factor.
going to decide that. Yeah, just us. This is definitive.
Right.
No, I think that it could be. I could see it being like someone that's just born like naturally ambitious in a certain area, or even just in general,
or pressured into,
or pressured into, like, and that's kind of like the nature versus nurture type thing, you know. But I do also think that there are elements of life where it probably is more of a moral thing, or even like, spiritually speaking, like you have certain ambitions that are a result of, your raising as far as like spiritually, whatever it is you believe. But yeah, I think it could be both.
So let's talk about some of the like the case for ambition, some of the positive things.
Okay.
What comes from that? Drive, innovation, progress. Like you have this desire to get things done, and then you do them. You know what I mean? Like that's great. It can help people escape limiting circumstances. It's one of those like, I can overcome. You know what I mean?
She believed she could.
So she did.
You see that at every Hobby Lobby.
It can provide direction and motivation.
Yeah.
So let's see here. But we're getting into the flip side of things is ambition versus complacency. Where's that boundary at? Because it also kind of leans into a little bit of hustle culture where you're constantly chasing more, like when does that ambition say, okay, I'm satisfied, I'm satiated? Is there a goal that's met, or is it constantly like you're never content?
I feel like it depends on whether or not you developed it or if you were born that way.
Yeah, or pressured into it.
Yeah, because it's like if you, like, say your ambition has led you to finally, you've started your business you wanted to start. You've kind of met that goal. Well, I feel like now your ambition is going to like, okay, well, now that I've accomplished that, now I have a certain figure I'm trying to get to, or now I have a certain milestone I'm trying to get to.
So because of that, do you think that it can be detrimental?
Oh, sure.
Because there's that constant, like, you're just not satisfied. You're not content.
If you're ever in a place where you're just never satisfied, yeah, I think it could be detrimental.
What's so crazy is I've heard people refer to it as refer to that as a positive.
Like never being satisfied?
Yeah, and I'm just like...
Well, what are we talking about, though? Like, if we're talking about your relationship with the Lord...
Well, that's different.
Well, then, but if we're talking about, like, I just can't seem to get enough money, let's talk about that, because, that's not healthy, you know? Or, like, I just can't seem... Like, if it's, like, if your lifestyle is, like, a constant consuming, like, I just can't get enough. Now, I think it can be a good thing, and I think also, like, verbiage can vary, like, as far as like its actual meaning. Like, like we obviously just can't get enough Buffalo Wild Wings.
We're very
very
about
ambitious.
consuming wings.
How and ever we do get to the place where like, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know that's a really crude example.
Right.
But I think that if you truly are, and you know this as well as I do, some people make this their personality.
Right.
Like I'm someone who I'm never satisfied. Like I'm always going after.
Right.
You know, that's like my gym bro voice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like I got to get in the gym. Like I wish there were 6 days a week so I could get in the gym 6 days a week because I just can't get enough of the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to go sit down because like what you need to do is go sit by a campfire.
Right.
And like chill for a minute.
Well, I feel like that is one of the leading factors of burnout.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's burnout, and it's not just you. Like, not everyone is like that. So, like, it's going to get hard for other people to even stand to be around you.
Well, the other issue is that whenever you're like that ambition is tied to like your self-worth. You know,
ooh, yeah.
When it's like when you're not getting enough done, when you're like feeling guilty for not accomplishing enough. You know?
And I've been there. Like, there's been, and I'll be honest with you, like this week, I've been in this place all week where it's been difficult to not feel like I am failing at one thing or another.
I am so sorry.
It's all good, brother. This modern technology, these phones that these kids have. Meanwhile, there's so much technology in this room. but yeah, that's just been something that's been kind of like hovering over me. And it's like, well, I've had to literally stop and evaluate. Like, is that just like a feeling that's just there, or is that based off of something like even subconsciously? Like, do you subconsciously know you're kind of slacking in this area, you know? And there was a few things I needed to adjust, and there's even some things like going into this weekend that I'm going to address that is, I feel like, part of that. Yeah. But if it's just something that's just kind of randomly there, then
I think it's something you have to take inventory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, I feel like there's a point in time where if it's all consuming, that it can devalue almost in a way contentment. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like we're getting into messing with peace at that point, you know?
And yes, because there is nothing more valuable than like having peace.
And like I agree wholeheartedly. And I feel like it's hard to an extent to have an unhealthy amount of ambition and still have peace. You know what I mean? I feel like there is a balance where you can have ambition but still have peace. But I feel like we were saying, like there's a balance, you know? And so trying to gauge whether or not maybe you're in like a good zone for that is whether or not you have peace. Yeah.
I think if you're driving yourself crazy because like you just again, going back to, I just can't get enough. I just cannot. Like I'm always, because there's people who I think Jim Carrey even said something about it one time, is that he wishes that everyone could have the opportunity to be rich and famous so that they could see that it's not the answer. So they could see that like that you think that's what you want and what you're going for, but it's not the answer. It's not enough. And how many times have we seen these reels and even interviews of like celebrities and just people being like, well, I'm still chasing something. Like I'm still like, I'm looking for, like, I don't have enough yet. And there was someone, in fact, it was Jim Carrey, who said that he reached a place where he literally stopped and said, I have enough.
Yeah.
I'm good, And I think you can, it's like we talk about so much. Balance is so important.
Oh, for sure.
I think it is important to, like you said, not become complacent, and you can be ambitious about anything you want to be, but man, like you get one life, don't waste it like never being content with anything in it.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. What does success look like? At what point is it acceptable to be content? Like what are the qualifying factors that says, okay, I can like stop chasing? Like, what is that for you?
Well, for me, like, obviously, if I were to be able to like, the Lord presents you with like, okay, how much money would you like to make? Right. And then he just gives you I have things I would say, I would always, you'd love to make more money. You'd love to be, I want to be successful. I want to be this, but truthfully, like
I was about to say, if you strip it down to like the bare not bare essentials, but like security, we have that.
We have family,
stability, freedom,
freedom,
relationships,
super. We could do like a whole, like that's a whole thing, like relationships,
mental health.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like if you're super ambitious, you reaching all these goals.
Yeah.
You're climbing the ladder. You're doing, your following is getting bigger. Your empire is growing bigger and bigger and stronger. However, you can't sleep.
Right.
Because you're depressed out of your mind. Mm-hmm. You're anxious out of your mind,
have
whatever.
No one to talk to.
What would you rather have?
Exactly.
Like I would, to the way that I view it is I am content. Like, of course, like I was saying, like, would we all love to make more money? Yeah, of course. But I am content. Like I have a beautiful wife. I have 2 mostly fantastic cats. No, they're great. I love Lincoln Arthur. But I come home to a beautiful home that my wife has turned into just this masterpiece.
Yeah.
Much like the hit film Flipper.
It was delivered.
Was it delivered?
It was delivered.
You'll have to wear it soon.
Oh, absolutely.
You're gonna like Tom's
You'll see. Shirt. Foreshadowing.
Yeah. You'll like that. But I am content, man. Yeah. Like I'm happy. Like I don't have everything I want, but I have everything that I need. And I have like the relationship, like even having y'all back home. Yeah. I text Dad today out of nowhere. He did not ask me for this, but I texted him out of nowhere and I just felt the need to tell him. I said, Dad, I just want you to know, I am so glad to have my brother back home. Like I said, he's home. I said, we almost like lost him basically. I said, he's home. He's healthy.
Yeah.
We getting to see each other. Like God is good. And he said, all the time, son. Mm-hmm. And that is what matters.
For sure.
But does that mean that therefore we can use that as a license to not be ambitious about anything? I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
I don't think so. I think that like with you have this new job. I think that it's right and proper for you to you may see a place you want to be in that job and be like, I'm going to work to get to that.
Yeah.
That is ambition that is not overrated.
Right.
That's like proper daily life.
Well, it's ambition. Also like I want that and I'm going to work towards that. And every day I'm going to strive to meet those goals with excellence, but I'm also not going to obsess over it to the point to where I end up sabotaging myself.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Where that level of ambition, where it's like where it almost becomes desperation.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
So that leads me to my next point. Can you remember a time where ambition helped you?
Where it helped me?
Yeah.
Take a moment. Let me do that. Let me take a moment.
Do that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a time for me specifically as well, honestly.
I think that for me, it was learning the drums.
Yeah.
Because at that time, first of all, I was super young. Yeah. I had no idea what to do. I had no one to teach me. I even had people that seemingly did not want me to learn. And I'm not talking about family. I'm talking about like outside, like people apparently like just had an issue with it. Well, I walked in, I remember walking into, we had just started going to a new church, and I remember walking in and seeing someone play the drums. I had always been drawn to the drums, but there was something about it. It was obviously, like looking back, it was obviously like God moment being like, hey, look, it's time for you to want to do this.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, I want to do that. I want to play drums in church. And I want to learn drums. And I was so ambitious, if you will, about learning it and learning. Like I put books on the floor in my room, and I had wooden spoons from the kitchen, and I put them in the shape of like the layout of a drum set, and I was sitting cross leg on the floor, and I was like, okay, this one makes this sound, and I was like doing math, like this plus this plus this plus this is like a beat, and this was like pre-YouTube, because I'm 1,050 years old. So I didn't have that to fall on. Yeah. And it was that drive of, I really want to play drums in church. In between, I think that when you give that kind of ambition to the Lord, He is able to, make up the difference. And he like no one can take credit for teaching me how to play drums. It was just him. And thankfully, he blessed me with rhythm. He blessed me with an ear for it to be able to pick out certain things and focus on that. I learned how to play drums just hands first, then had to incorporate the kick foot. Yeah, the kick foot. And so, I mean, that was probably the first time in life that I can remember where I was really ambitious about something that mattered, and not just like having the tallest Legos.
Right.
You know?
Right. So I'm going to tell my story for what a time where ambition helped me, but be thinking about a time where maybe ambition hurt you.
Okay.
So be thinking about that. But for me, I would have to say probably after my hospitalization in June, like I had to lose weight kind of thing, you know, and that took a lot of motivation and ambition to the desire to make the right choices and stuff. Like I had to be, and I was motivated.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You know, like there's a lot of things that I could have done half-heartedly, you know, but thankfully with the help of the Lord and my wife, and ambition, like I was able to meet those goals and like get my health under control and stuff, you know? So I think that would probably be the most recent example that I can think of where that helped me out. Can you think of a time where ambition hurt you?
Yeah. The first thing that came to mind was certain relationships.
Yeah.
Certain, not just romantic, but also platonic. Like just,
I agree with that.
You want to be that person's friend so bad.
Yeah.
And one day you finally get it, and it just takes you somewhere you don't want to be. Like you wind up, you find yourself in this place of like, what happened? Yeah. And it all goes back to that relationship.
I agree with that.
So I think that for me, I'm sure there's something else, but that was kind of the first thing that came to mind.
No, I'm going to say the same thing because I've definitely been in that situation where I wanted to cultivate a certain self-image, you know, and I would make a bunch of choices centered around that image that I wanted to create, and then I ended up with all kinds of unnecessary issues.
Avoidable issues.
Right, avoidable issues, Lord. So what would your life look like? And this may be a weird question to ask.
Oh, I love it. I'm ready.
What would your life look like if ambition wasn't the driver?
Would the driver be replaced? Like, would be something else?
What do you think?
If ambition was not the driver.
If you didn't have, I guess if you didn't have goals, like if you just let life happen.
I'm going to say something, and you probably are going to think I'm joking, but I'm just being serious. I'd probably just be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, because of things that have happened in the past. Right. Like if that was true, like I just didn't have ambition and I didn't, strive for certain things.
Right.
I'd probably just be dead. But less dramatic, I guess.
Less morbid.
I wouldn't be a musician.
Yeah.
I would not be an archer.
Yeah.
I would. I would just be a shell. Like I would be just unrecognizable. I would be someone who just did nothing. I mean, just nothing. I'd be
soulless.
I would be like a just gray matter, just existing, but not even doing that well because I don't have ambition.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
It's actually very sad to think about.
Yeah.
Like the because I feel like, and no one in mind, but like I feel like that there are people who maybe feel that way.
Yeah.
That they don't have any drive to do anything.
Or maybe their ambition is not like effectively aligned even.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've established that ambition is a driving factor for a lot of different things. But if you put it in the wrong area, like obviously ambition towards our relationship with God, uncapped, but if you have it, let's say if I am ambitious in video games and I want to be the top video game player in this game, you know what I mean? Like
that's
exactly that's dumb.
That's not
foolish.
It's probably not going to happen.
That's me. Well, true, but
not even knock against your skill. Just like there are people who like.
Well, even if it does happen, it's meaningless.
Yeah. Now what?
Yeah. Exactly.
Even like on PlayStation, you can platinum games. You can get you can get all the trophies, and then you eventually get to the platinum trophy. I've never done it because I'm just like, okay,
So, right.
like then what? But you do because like there's so many games you have to play it through on like every mode, including like the hardest one. I'm not going to do that. I want to enjoy myself, you know. So I just things like that. I used to be. This is kind of funny, I guess. Kind of wrapping this one up. I used to be super ambitious about. I must have as many Facebook friends as possible.
Really?
And I was like just friending people that I didn't even know, just friending them. And because there was something about like at that time. Now, mind you, this has been like young Cody, you know. That number meant something to me back then.
Right.
I wanted to appear as like, oh man, he's got, 2,000 friends.
He's well liked and well known.
No one knows him. Like those people just accepted for whatever reason the friend request. But anyway, I think ambition, is it overrated? Not within itself,
right?
But I think that it can be problematic if unbalanced.
Exactly. And that's where we're kind of like resting that is that with most everything that we've talked about, a balance. Balance is key.
Balance is your friend.
Balance is your friend.
Especially if you're on a balance beam. Like, please do balance.
Or Tyler will come shove you.
It's good. My topic.
Let's hit it.
Brother, there's something that a lot of people are not ambitious about, and that is the act of apologizing. We're going to talk about apologizing. This is something that I thought about today, kind of out of nowhere. I even text Tyler and I was like, ooh, my topic just hit me. Nice. And as soon as it did, multiple questions, many of which I have here, came to mind. But I was thinking about apologizing, and I was thinking about how it for some reason, and we're going to get into this, it's kind of like the first question I want to like get into. For some reason, it can be so difficult to just apologize, whether it be a simple I'm so sorry or like a long drawn out explanation or whatever. Sometimes for some people it can be difficult to apologize. For you personally, do you find it difficult to apologize to someone?
I'm going to say no.
No?
I'm going to say personally no. I don't think I have that issue, especially if I know something's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I value peace. I value maintaining relationships that need to be maintained.
Right.
But I mean, even still, even if I don't, like, I do think it's important what people think of you and how people feel and how you make people feel as a representation of God. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So regardless of whether or not I feel like I'm right or wrong, which I'm sure we'll get into, I feel like it's appropriate and important to be able to say I'm sorry when needed. You know,
why do you think that for some people it is so hard at times?
Think they're equating it with defeat. They're equating it with I'm wrong, they're right, and that's pride.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Even if you are or aren't, like they're like, if the situation merits an apology, swallow your pride. Give it to the Lord. Right. Actually. Take that back. Don't swallow it.
Don't swallow it. Throw it.
Regurgitate it, actually.
Regurgitate your pride.
Regurgitate your pride.
I'm thankful for that.
Right.
Amen.
All right, chuck it up and give it to the Lord.
Spit it out.
Give it to the Lord.
Give it to the Lord.
And apologize. You know? Like, it's very good and well to do that.
Yeah. Do you think so for you personally, like what does, like when someone does you wrong, Tyler, I did you wrong. I've come to you and I've apologized. What happens to you in that moment? Like what does an apology mean to you? Not what does it mean as in like, oh, what in your opinion is a proper apology, but like, do you find value in apologies, or are they just kind of like, oh, I didn't need that or whatever?
I think it depends on the apology, because an apology in itself is not just a blanket, like absolving of guilt or anything like that, or like absolving of like wrongdoing. It depends on how it's delivered. It depends on the context of within it's delivered. Like it just depends on how it was said. Like if you're like, sorry, or I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I guess, or like if it's like a dismissive apology or like a apology out of obligation, like I don't know.
Like whenever you were in school and they would tell that person, tell him you're sorry.
Sorry.
Like, don't say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. Like, I don't need that.
Right, exactly. I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that. Walk away from me. Walk away from me.
But if someone is genuinely apologetic, even when I felt like they didn't have to be, like that to me means the world, because it's like they're saying, I value this relationship with us, and regardless of whether or not I'm right or wrong, I acknowledge the potential harm that it caused you. So I'm showing you that I value this relationship by telling you I'm so sorry that this happened, because I don't want any ill between us. That's what a genuine apology says to me, regardless of who's right or who's wrong.
Yeah,
and I love that. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like obviously there's the issue of over apologizing, because it's like, oh, so sorry. But like, I think it comes from a place of just genuinely wanting to make sure that there's no ill like in that relationship at all. Like, because the adverse of that is accidentally offending somebody and not apologizing, and then that festers and bitterness begins to stir and things like that. And it's like, man, this person really aggravated me with what they said. Like, they meant it jokingly, I assume, but it really got under my skin, like, and just the ignoring of that can just create a bigger issue.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to over apologize than to under apologize,
or not,
or not. I was gonna say not apologize.
Jeez, yeah. See, and like for me, I was thinking about this today, and I've always been the person, I've been the person,
right? The sole person,
the only person in the world. No, I've always been a person where, when someone does something and like say it hurts me or made me mad or whatever, I've never really needed an apology.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's not because. That's not good on me. That's just like, right. I'm just kind of like, whatever. Like, because, and I think what you said something that kind of like goes along with it. I value peace in such a way that I'm willing to just like, let's just stop.
Yeah.
I don't need you to apologize. Let's just walk away from this because I just want to be at peace.
I've been there.
Be blessed. Not mad at you. Just,
But I get that, but I feel, and it's not like I'd ever, when I say I value an apology, I'm not saying I need the apology.
No, I understand that.
I value it for sure.
When it happens, you appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you don't need it.
But I also feel that it does kind of like, that's the smoothing over.
No, I agree.
Because, I mean, you think about it, it's the same thing with God. Like, whenever we mess up, when we fall, we repent. And repenting is essentially like apologizing and changing your ways. And I feel the same thing is mirrored in relationships with other people, that like when you mess up or when there's a mess up, like I feel like apology is merited, Like, but I totally understand where you're coming from, but I've been in that place, and I feel like I'm not good personally at letting it go. I feel like what I do instead is shove it down.
Yeah.
And that causes that build up and that like that resentment.
Oh, it does. Almost. And that's why like one of the things that we're big about is like this open, honest communication, because it's good to avoid that.
Right.
I think that what it's based out of for me is in the Bible, where Jesus talks about like, he explains to us that if we can't forgive others, then we won't be forgiven. At some point in my life, I don't remember when it happened, but it's been like as long as I can remember, I reached a place where I was like, I am in such need of forgiveness that like, just forget it. Like, I don't need your apology. You're good, because I need Jesus to be that way about me. Not saying that he doesn't expect me to repent. He does.
Right.
But I wanted him to be like ready to forgive, because I've been so forgiving, not in like a self-righteous way, but in just a factual, like, look, you're good. We're good. But I do acknowledge what you're saying about like, let's, I value our relationship. Let's like make sure that we address this, because this is important. It matters.
So do you feel, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And it's great. I feel like it's great not needing the apology, because it's saying that like you said, I've already forgiven them. There is no ought there. You know what I mean? Like there's no issue. I forgive you. We've moved on. Like, I'm good. I'm not pushing it down.
Yeah.
I'm letting it go, we're moving on. But do you feel like their lack of offering an apology is them kind of being like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't hurt you. I didn't yada, yada, yada. Like, you may have forgiven them, but do you feel like there's still that conflict maybe on their end? Like, you've resolved it on your end, but do you feel like they've just kind of been like,
there could be, I guess. I mean, if they really want to hold on to it and I know about it,
that's a them problem.
Well, yeah, that's your problem. No, I mean, if I know about it, well, then I think it then becomes like the ball's in your court to go address it.
Right.
But if they truly like don't feel like or if they don't realize they did anything wrong,
yeah,
like, I think it's more so probably if they don't realize it, or if they truly believe I didn't think I did anything wrong. I didn't know I hurt you. I didn't know that then I think the ball is also in your court to like, you know what? I'm just going to let that go. I'm not going to bring, like, this is kind of a comical example, but, and I can't get too much into detail because now we're on YouTube.
Right.
But something happened at my house some time ago that is still, someone else did it. And I never did tell them they did it because I didn't want them to feel bad about doing it.
Yeah.
They still don't know they did it. And I know that if I told them, hey, you broke this thing, they would be, you know what it is now. Mm-hmm. I know that
I was thinking it was me at first.
No. So Tyler, this is an intermission.
Right.
No. This person.
I apologize.
I'll think about it. No, I'm kidding. But this person broke this thing. They didn't mean to. They don't know they did it. But I know that if I told them they did it, they would be like
super apologetic,
yeah. And they would want to do something about it that I don't want them to do. I don't want you to try to like fix it, this and that. Just let it go. And I think that is like, again, another crude example, but that happened in the physical and it stopped. And so, you know, I think that if that person, not the person that broke the thing, the person you have all with, if they do come to you and they're like, hey, look, man, goofed up. I apologize. I didn't want to hurt you. You know, whatever the verbiage may be. Does that mean anything to me? Yes, it does. I'm super appreciative. And I almost feel like, oh, no, you're good. You know?
Yeah.
And even, there's even been times when I thought that was what I wanted. Like, I really would love for them to just like apologize because that really made me mad or whatever. Well, then they do it. And I'm like, oh no, stop. Like, you're good. I promise. Like, I promise you're good.
Well, what about like, and without going into too much detail, us ourselves recently.
Oh yeah.
We had a situation where like something was said and
we can talk about it. We can talk about what happened.
No, thank you.
I'm ready. We can talk about it.
Something was said and it was just kind of, you know, the night went on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the next day, like a text message was sent saying, hey, this was said, this was hurtful, was this meant? And then it was, to come to find out, it was not meant. Quite the opposite.
Right.
You know, but apology was still issued.
Yeah.
But it's like what you had mentioned earlier with that person had broken something, a material item. If it had been an emotional thing, would you not have wanted to talk about it at least to see like if there's, regardless of an apology, but like quashing it in general to like, one, there could be a misunderstanding. Two, that person could have like entirely not known that they did it and was completely unintentional. Or three, something else.
I guess it depends on if it was me or like my wife.
Yeah.
Like if somebody hurts my wife, I'm out for blood. I'm ready to like, we need to fix this immediately.
For sure.
But there's so much on like a weekly basis that I do just like, just gonna let it go because it will give me, whether it's right or wrong, it will give me more peace right now to just be blessed. Like, not even like a petty way, because sometimes we say that, like, you know, and like jokingly being petty, but truthfully, and I've even had people apologize for something later that I truly did forget, and I'm like, oh, it worked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I chose to just not even be bothered about that.
Yeah.
Because peace is so valuable.
I think it's so admirable Because, I mean, and that's something that I personally feel like I would strive for, because for me,
or even be ambitious about.
Right. Not too ambitious.
Right.
But I feel like for me, if something like is said to me or something that like hurts me, like I can forgive that person for sure. But my thought process then is like, okay, are we good? You know, is there a reason why they hurt me? Was it intentional? Where did that come from?
I think you have to. I think you have to make sure you're good. And what I mean by that is not like inquire about it, but like, I'm going to treat you like this didn't even happen because I don't hold it against you. Well, then why would I act like I do?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You may never get that apology. Okay, so I'm just gonna like be standoffish and like unsure
for sure.
You
but
know?
do you think? Do you feel like not discussing it is like, I'm not gonna, for lack of a better term, almost being like a pushover? Like, because if it was malicious and there is something that needs to be quashed that maybe they were being passive about, then you're just letting someone get away with saying whatever to you and constantly berate you.
No, I think there is, like many things, there is a balance.
There's a balance.
But I think that, like, if it's obvious, like, hey, you're just being a jerk, and like you said that to hurt me,
right?
I think that you can address that in like another way. Like, let's have a dialogue about like what's going on, because I'll straight up ask you, like, hey, are you good? Like, do you have a problem? Like, what's going on? But I really do think that most things that hurt us
are in our head.
It's in your head, and the person didn't mean it.
For sure.
Like, I love people in the sense of like, I've seen it so many times, and not even, there's like this stigma, this, what's it called? This stereotype of like, folks that are a little bit older just saying whatever they want, and it it hurts you or whatever. I've seen people our age just like put their foot in their mouth, and it's like that. I know that hurt them, but they're not going to like say nothing. It's like, I think that people really 9 times, maybe even 7 times out of 10, they didn't mean anything by it. They just you get caught up in the moment, whatever is going on, and you said something that flew off the handle, and it's like, oh, you don't even think about it. Like, what is that noise? Oh, maybe she's talking to the cats. But it's like, I didn't think anything of it, but it still hurt, but I didn't know that,
Yeah. I think my hardest thing to deal with is the like I feel like it's so important as representatives of our Christ.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
To be mindful of how we make others feel,
for sure,
intended or not,
for sure.
And so when someone else doesn't give that same care, it's like, it feels malicious almost to an extent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely something I'm working on for sure. But like, that's another reason why I try to be as careful as I can. You know what I mean? Because you don't ever want to intentionally or unintentionally make someone feel bad. So that's why I'm quick to be like, I'm so sorry, I did not mean blah, blah,
right,
blah, blah.
right.
You know what I mean?
I think that part of that is, I think it's valid because like maybe in my mind that is the way it works. So like that means that, well, they did this or said this, I would never do that. I don't think that our Christ would necessarily have done someone that way. They must have therefore been meaning to hurt me. But I think that it goes back to, like I said, I think people are just people. And I think that sometimes I know I've done it. Like I have done it way more than I would ever be proud to admit. There's been time, there was a situation a couple years ago where it came to a head a couple years ago where I found out that there was someone who we're close to, that I love them dearly, that they believed that I did not like them. And I was like, when I found out about that, I was like, why? And then I found out that, well, it was because of this, this, and this. I was like, oh dear. And because I realized they're right.
Yeah.
That's true. I have said this. Now to me, and kind of to your point, I did like get with this person there was 4 of us there.
Yeah.
And I did explain, like, first of all, I apologized. I was very sincere. Like, I really was sorry that I had hurt them, made them feel that way.
Right.
But I explained, like, first of all, you're right. Now, you're wrong about me not liking you. That's not true.
Right.
But I could see why you feel that way, because those things you said, that's true.
Yeah.
Here's a little bit of an explanation as to why that was. And we got to the bottom of a deeper issue.
Yeah.
Where by the end of the conversation, everything was good. They saw where I was coming from, but explained themselves, and vice versa. But when it was all said and done, like, we were good, and we're still good today. You know.
Do you feel like that it wouldn't have come to a head had that person come to you sooner?
That it wouldn't have come to a head?
Yeah.
I did not realize until directly faced with it that they felt that way.
Right.
That they felt like.
So should they have come to you sooner?
I would have liked for them to.
Yeah.
You know, I hated, and I even at the time I had a journal that was in a certain book.
Yeah.
The first entry in that journal was that I had found that out, and I was just kind of writing out like how it made me feel, like was eat up with like just sadness that I had made them feel that way, even though, like, reflecting on it, I had behaved in a way where, well, yeah, I guess they do feel that way, you know? And the situation had layers to it, and I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't just out here
roasting people.
Yeah, I wasn't just like being crazy. There was like a deep situation that was going on. Well, it was not unnoticed by this person, you know, where really, and two, you know, I should have went to them and been like, hey, look, I have a problem with these things, and we need to talk about it because I'm starting to feel a certain type of way.
Right.
If only there had been open, honest communication. You know,
I feel like a lot of this goes back to is self-evaluation.
It's true.
You know, on both parties.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody who unintentionally hurt someone can maybe do a little reflecting and being like, did what I say come across some type of way? And
I do that all the time.
Like, and I know it can be aggravating to be the recipient of someone who's like, who's having someone who's like, it's like, hey, I'm sorry, I blah, 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 when it's unmerited. But I also feel like there's something to be admired about that.
I agree with that.
Because they value that relationship. Mm-hmm. They value, you know, how they made you feel and stuff. And then as the other person, you should really take evaluation of like, hey, is this am I just hyping myself up in my head of like, is this really more than what it is? Or is this something that I really do feel like I need to talk to that person and quash? You know what I mean? And then at that point, it can determine whether or not an apology is necessary, depending on the situation, obviously.
Yeah.
But I feel like two people who love our Lord and value the relationship will have no problem regurgitating their pride.
Yeah. As you do.
Right.
You
and
regurgitate
offering that
pride.
apology. You know?
I agree with that. And kind of coming to an end here, I have two more things. First of all, I would love to know your thoughts on the phrase, I'm sorry you feel that way. Now, hear me out. I recognize it's happening again. The mic thing is going down. I recognize that this phrase is associated with like gaslighting and like, you know, it's negatively received.
Right.
I will say this. I have used this and
genuinely melted.
It was like I had been told something in that moment where like I didn't know what else to say. And there's been times where like someone has not even in like an accusing way of like, well, you're this, you're that, you're this, and then my response was, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. There has just been times when like I found myself saying this, and that's really all I knew to say was like, wow, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I feel like the biggest change that phrase could use is one word that would make a huge, huge difference.
What's that? Homie?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way, homie.
Well, I was thinking more like, homie. I'm sorry you feel that way.
No. I feel like it's, I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
I feel that.
Or I made.
Well.
Excuse me, 2 words.
Okay. I agree with that. How and ever. I have experienced situations where that wouldn't have been applicable.
I think it's a blanket statement of intentional or unintentional.
That's valid as well.
I'm sorry I unintentionally made you feel that way. I think because here the problem is.
But what if it's not? I'm sorry. Continue.
No. I was just gonna say the problem is that saying I'm sorry you feel that way feels dismissive as like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but the reality is blah 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 blah.
One time, I wish I could get into the real material. I can't. But one time I said this, and I was literally in tears because they had said some stuff to me that they felt about me, and it was so blatantly inaccurate and the opposite of how I truly felt and viewed the situation stuff. I didn't even have the strength to be like, I'm sorry. It wasn't even about like, I guess selfishly it was like if I could have added 2 words to it, it would have been, I'm sorry you feel that way about me.
Yeah.
Like, if I've really made you feel that way, like it really stinks that you feel that way about me.
Yeah.
Like that you view me in that way because we're close. Like I think,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that it's a very loaded statement. I do agree.
Tone matters.
Tone does matter.
Tone matters.
I agree with that. Do not say that over text because nuance is lost and it almost doesn't matter what emoji you put with it. It's
sorry
never
you feel that way.
like, or even just like the, I'm sorry you feel that way with like the smiling face where he's just like, just got his eyes closed and smiling. I think that it's probably best to be avoided.
There's a way to reword it.
There is.
I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. I'm sorry that that's the situation. I'm sorry you feel that way about me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just feel like I'm sorry you feel that way is very dismissive and very like
I think it's become
like
that.
it's your problem.
Yeah, I do think that it's become that. I don't think that it's always meant in that way.
And regardless of that, the fact that that's what it is now culturally,
yeah,
is
you're right.
It's best to avoid it.
Yeah,
Regardless of whether or not it's right or not.
Knowing that it is
exactly
you taken that way, it's probably best just avoid it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like certain symbols and things like that.
For sure.
I feel that. I agree with that. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
That was not the plan.
You apologize.
With that being said, one thing that I have a huge problem with, and this is the last thing I have. One thing that I have a huge problem with is when someone apologizes, and I'm talking about like a sincere apology. I'm not talking about like, sorry,
Yeah.
When there's a sincere apology, and that's like the person that's receiving the apology, like wants to keep fighting, wants to keep like the issue going. Like
that's not an apology.
Well, no, not the apology. The person, the apologizer, like the person that's receiving the apology, they like want, like for example, like, bro, I'm so look.
Well, that's too bad.
Well, no. Well, even that, but like, hey, I goofed up. I apologize. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, but why did you even do that?
Yeah.
Come on now. We can have a conversation about it later, but like, what do you think should be is like is that a proper response to an apology?
No, because I feel like you're not accepting of the apology at that point, because what needs to happen is you need to take a second. Fights are so hard because it's like you're in the moment. Part of your brain is literally shut off.
Yeah. That's why me and you usually resort to physical violence, right? Because we can't, like, our brains shut off. And we
speak
just
with my fists.
Yeah, we speak.
I'm not very loud.
He's louder than you think.
I think that whenever you're in an argument, if you're not ready to receive an apology, like either wait or like take a second, breathe. Because what's happening is you're wanting to like really like hash out why this happened and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not like, because what needs to happen is like, thank you for apologizing. I really appreciate that. It bugs me that it happened because I don't understand why it happened. I forgive you, but I would just love to know why you felt like you had to do this. Like, could you not blase? You know what I mean? Instead of if you're still at that level of, well, why did you even blah, 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 then try again later.
I feel that. I do think that there's something to be said about the mindset of, well, I apologize, now it's up to them. I think that if you really are sorry about what happened, you're going to continue to make it, try to make it right.
Yeah, I agree.
With that being said,
regurgitate your pride, people.
With that being said, I'm so sorry to inform you that the end of this episode of Pray Before Chips has arrived.
What?
And I don't know about you, brother.
I forgive you.
Thank you. I've had a wonderful time today.
I've had a great time.
I will say this. If you're new to the podcast, this was one of the more serious, deeper episodes. We normally are talking about like chicken wings and Dr. Pepper, stuff like that. But sometimes we do get on these deep topics, but you don't have to worry about like the cussing and Tyler yelling at me. And
that happens off camera.
Yeah, we wait till we cut the camera off to do that. But I forgive him, of course, because he apologizes. And I'm very ambitious about him never doing that again. No, I'm kidding. Listen, thank you so much for watching or listening. If you're listening on Apple Music, it happened again. It happened, Tyler, it happened again.
Apple Music.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or if you are somehow listening on Apple Music, whatever you're listening on, just know that it is also available on YouTube. There's links in the description that'll lead you to the channel and this and that and the third. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again today. It's been our pleasure to serve you. And as always, until next time, be blessed.